been over 6 weeks now, and the shrimp are doing great still. I haven't had a death in over maybe close to 3 weeks now. And I've only had a few die in the last month or 5 weeks, and most of those were some of the shrimp that I had taken into the store, put in the cups and for a couple days in the refrigerator and brought back, and a couple died. But right now, they're all doing good. However, I was extremely worried about them this past week because I wasn't around. I went down to Mexico, down to Baja, to film an episode of Angler West. And so for 5 full days, they were fed and got a little bit of fresh water added, but no water changes. And the ammonia was still pretty bad. You know, the filter should be kicking in by now, but I'm starting to think that maybe these guys are just dirty, and that's just not enough of a filter. So that's the next thing, is to figure out, well, exactly what kind of a filter is going to work to control the ammonia, and what kind of changes need to be made. I kind of think a sump filter might be the way to go, which a sump filter is, it's just a box. You could use like an ice chest or something, and where the water, pretty good volume of water, the water starts on one end and flows through a bunch of filter media out the other end, and then back into the main tank. It's just a way of increasing volume of water and increasing filtration. So maybe that's something I could do. Because ammonia is an issue with these guys. They are tough if they can live in at least 2 parts per million here. It looks like this is what I tested today. It's pretty green. Like that. So, these guys are tough. There's absolutely no doubt about it. That would kill most things that I've ever had an experience with in the water. And they seem to handle it okay. They roll over a little bit still, which you might think is a lack of oxygen, but I'm pretty sure they have plenty of oxygen here with the bubblers and the filter and all the surface area and everything. But ammonia has the same effect on a fish or an animal in the water as a lack of oxygen. It suffocates them. So if with the high ammonia, these guys that are rolling over like they do, maybe that's the ammonia doing it, and they're kind of having a hard time breathing. So I've got to get that figured out. But the funny thing is, if I take, like this one's rolling over on its side, looks like he might be dead. But if I touch him and flip him over, he'll be all lively and just fine again. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, the next step is to take these guys into the store. I'm going to set up a 55-gallon here. I'm going to keep some of them here just to see how long I can keep these guys going. Give them some deep substrate to burrow in and see what happens. But I've got to get this table into the shop and get it functioning there. So that will be the next step. So stick around. We'll be doing that soon.